Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And if you're listening to us on iTunes right now, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Cushy Dreams. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be here. Cushy Dreams, I love them. They've helped me. Their products have helped me so much with my anxiety over the last, really 2 years at this point. Cushy Dreams specializes in high quality CBD pre-rolls and basically it comes in tins right here. They call it flower or bud or whatever. I don't know what the kids are calling it now, but I really love the pre-rolls. This is my stuff right here. They come in these nifty 5-packs. Keep it in your purse, keep it in your bag. Very high quality stuff. You can get all the health benefits of CBD without getting high. Ships to all 50 states. Join the men and women who are sick of vapes and gummies and want to smoke their CBD. There's different indica sativa blends like Relax or Dream if you want to do something relaxy before bed, or if you want something a little more up during the day, you do like an energy blend or a hustle blend, or like get the juices flowing. Go to cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY dreams.com, and at the checkout use promo code CMP to get 20% off plus free shipping. Also, I have a hot sauce. This is very exciting. I have teamed up with Silk City Hot Sauce. This was a few months in the making here, but it's finally here. Mayr, get it? The Chrissie Mayr hot sauce. That's me eating somebody's innards. It's jalapenos, pear, sweet apple cider, and super hot habanero. This is the Verde sauce that'll awaken your soul. Go to levinsky'stopshelf.com and at the checkout use promo code CMP. I think you get a 10 or 15% discount there. And I think I get points or something. So check that out. It's very delicious. I just tasted it myself the other day, and it's really good. I'm now a hot sauce person, and I wasn't before. And as you can see, the cover art is beautiful, and on the back, nothing, because secrets. All right. I'm so excited to have this gal on the podcast. But before I introduce her, I want to make sure I get some of these dates out of the way, because I am shooting a special / album that's going to be on January 6th at Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, Long Island. Tickets are available for that. And then I've got a bunch of great shows leading up to that album recording. December 11th, I'll be with Comedians of the Compound at Tiff's in Morris Plains, New Jersey, aka the Dojo of Comedy. Then on December 12th, I'll be headlining the Hartford Funny Bone. And then December 13th, I'll be going to Arkansas to do the Looney Bin in Little Rock there. And then December 15th and 16th, I'll be back at Hyenas in Dallas, my favorite club in Texas. But this time, I'm bringing Anthony Cumia and Aaron Berg with me. Get tickets for that now. Go to my website to get tickets for all these shows, ChrissieMayr.com. Very excited for this album recording. It's only 11 years in the making. Okay. Without further ado, I'm so excited. I always love having comedians on this show. I don't have enough comedians on. I think I need to make sure I get on more because they're just so much fun. This gal is a comedian. She's a singer. She is a TikTok phenomena, a TikTok legend, basically, TikTok creator. She will be appearing December 10th at the Wall Street Theater in Norwalk. So definitely check her out at that show. And welcome to the podcast, Sam Ramsdell. Hello.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. How long have you been doing comedy for?
So, I mean, somewhat professionally. I mean, I guess I started in improv. So
Me too, girl.
Oh, I wouldn't categorize myself as like a stand-up comedian or like a certain type of comedian. I have like my own certain brand of comedy, I guess you could say. I guess like we all kind of do in some weird way. But so probably, I started did Upright Citizens Brigade, which I saw you did too.
Me too. When did you start there? When was your time there? I talk about it like it's prison. Like, how long were you in for?
It was like 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really been, and I actually started as a singer. So like originally, and I always wanted to be like, my dream growing up was to be on Broadway. So that was like,
I see that very much. You give off that vibe for sure.
yes, very lots of hands.
You can project.
Yes, a lot of projecting, a lot of belting. So that was like my dream, you know, but again, it was like also as a young girl, I was like, that was really, you know, I didn't feel like you could be a female comedian. Like back then it was like unheard of, like of a female comedian. I feel like
Back when you were in like high school or like right out of college?
Yeah, well, more of like, yeah, middle school, high school. I feel like in high school, finally, you started to see these female, you know, women getting major roles in movies and more doing stand-up comedy. But it really, I mean, I feel like it was until high school, it was like, oh my God, you know, I grew up with like Amy Schumer was like everyone's queen back, you know, in the day. And it was like, I mean, you know, I just remember that it was like, wasn't really an option. I mean, I grew up in a small town in Maine anyway. So any sort of like performing or getting into music, you know, in any way, shape, or form was just a bizarre thing and was unrealistic. And my parents, you know, much like everyone else, was like,
don't. Yeah, we'd rather if you didn't.
We'd rather you not.
We'd rather you not. Could you not?
Right.
That would be
Could
great.
you not do that?
Yeah.
Free. So I really, I mean, very long story short, but I, you know, ended up going into business school. So I sang and did, you know, theater, like minor theater stuff growing up, and then took a break for a little bit and, you know, ended up, you know, again, kind of like a crazy story where I was like almost pushing 200 pounds. I was working like
because you were like in business school and it was
I was
not
in business school.
You were like hating yourself.
Literally hating life. I was, went to go get a business degree and was just starting in corporate America. And I was just miserable. I was on like 6 different prescription medications for like, I just wouldn't sleep. I would smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Like I just was having like a, you know, I really like had like a come to Jesus moment where I was like, I need to figure out what is like happening, because I was doing everything that society and my parents and my guidance counselor and, you know, all these people.
You're doing a good job. Yeah.
Right. Doing the, you know, American dream. And I was like, what's, you know, it's like, what am I doing? Like, what is missing? And
did you have a rock bottom moment? Like I was never 200 pounds, but like I was very big in college. And so I many a night would fall asleep with my hand like in a sleeve of cookies or something. So I know that I had that moment a couple times. I don't know if you had that kind of a moment or if you just were like, I'm tired of being tired and unhappy.
Yeah, well, it was more just like tired of being tired. And I was just, you know, I was also just doing everything to dull everything. You know, I was just so like depressed, but also anxious. There was just this weird feeling of like, I just knew what I was doing wasn't right. And it was just this lost feeling. And I was like, constantly felt sick because I was eating like shit and like wasn't doing anything good for myself, and was on all these different medications. And I was like on acid reflux, you know, because I was on these other so many sleeping medications and and the anti-anxiety and depression medications. And it was like, why am I on taking 7 different medications? It was a crazy, you know, kind of like, I think this was like, I was just about like 23, 24 time.
Wow. And so young. You're only 23, 24 years old when
this was happening. Yes.
You poor thing. Okay.
So, you know, so this was out of college, and it was just like, I need to do like some basically like some soul searching. And I did, you know, it was like one of those things too, where it's like, I tried transcendental meditation. Like I was doing everything in the list, and I was like, you know, what is going to make me happy again? Like, how can I like change this all around and get back to where I was? And I remember my dad finally, you know, was like, you know, why don't you try singing again, or like doing like some like getting creative, you know, that was something you used to love when you were young. And it was like, yeah, like, you know, I was just about turning 25. I was like, I'm gonna start
get back into it.
Again.
It's like you're not gonna get back into gymnastics at 25, and I'm sure that's how singing felt. You're like, I had dropped the ball. Yeah, you're like,
it's over. You know, like game over. Like I lost that chance. And he was like, but you do it to make you happy. You're, you know, like if anything else, you've got nothing else to lose. You know, it's like, what's gonna happen? And it was like one of those things where I like tried to book like a singing lesson appointment and canceled it. And it was like, but something was telling me to do it.
Did you
Anyway,
sing a lot as a kid? Were you singing in like your school choir or church choir or anything
yes,
like
it
that? Yeah.
was everything to me. I was one of those kids. It was like I would out of class straight to. I was in like 3 different choirs. I was doing like every like community theater. I would do the national anthem at like every single sporting event. So yeah, it was like all I wanted to do. Like I really thought that was going to be I was going to be a performer. And so yeah, so it was pretty much this moment where it was like as soon as I started doing singing lessons again, and even like after the first lesson, I went home and just sang all night. I remember just like locked myself in my room, and I hadn't even really even sang until I went to the singing lessons, because like I don't know, it was like and I think that's why I started smoking so many cigarettes, because I was like almost like trying to destroy it,
Wow, like dull it, like you're
right,
drowning it
like
out.
just kill it so
I'm
it's
amazed that all that smoking didn't fuck your voice up. Did you then quit, or so you were singing and still smoking?
a little bit in the beginning, but then it really, the voice teacher was like, if you really want to like start really singing again, like you can't smoke cigarettes on the way over here. Like, so that was what really was like, really got me to quit. And, yeah, it was like this crazy feeling of like, holy shit, like, but it was also crazy because at the same time, I'm like, but this is stupid. It's like, oh, like I'm going to start getting it back into performing. But I'd always loved musical theater most because I loved like playing a character. And of course, I was always like that crazy, wild, like the ditzy girl or whatever. I was always the over expression.
Plus, like if you take any kind of improv training at all, that is so encouraged. Like the crazier, the better. And you get so much like validation from like your peers, the teacher, and then in the shows, it like does well. It makes people laugh. You're like, oh, I have to keep doing this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I felt like too, a lot of comedians that I watched growing up, like I always loved physical comedy. Like I love Jim Carrey. Like he is like one of my favorites of all time. And he was always just crazy,
yeah. Physical humor made
faces.
his face look weird. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was, it always made me laugh so hard. And, and also I had the big mouth, so it just kind of, ended up all working together. But yeah, and then it just started, and I was like, oh, I love performing. And everyone was always, I feel like every comedian says this, but it was like always time and again, people were like, why don't you get into comedy? Because it always, of course, it's like naturally the crazy, always telling crazy stories. And, whenever I did shows, I'd want to be the comedic character. And so I really like started doing improv. Like I just started actually at the Producers Club in New York City.
Oh God, I know exactly what that is. Yeah. Like
yeah,
41st Street, 40th, something like that. Yeah.
And it's like this black box theater, and they do improv classes. And this is, like right around like 2016, right when I was finally like 26. So I was like 27, just started to get my toes. I was like, all right, I'll just, I'll start going to these improv classes. What's the worst? And I loved it. Like and I still love improv, but it's one of those arts too that's like, I guess you could be an improv, but I don't even know where, like in the city, like where you could even, I know there's some improv groups, but
now, I mean, the UCB has gone bankrupt. I don't know if the Magnet Theater is bankrupt as well. I know the Pit was struggling. I did UCB, all the classes. I did Magnet, all the classes.
Yep.
And I don't know if this was something you had to like come to grips with, but like there's really no way to make a living like just doing improv unless you're literally TJ and Dave. Those are the only 2 guys that have had like incredible careers. But then they got into commercials, like all the Sonic commercials. But those 2 guys can do an amazing just improvised play. I don't know if you had ever seen them or if they were still performing in New York. They'd always be at the Barrow Street Theater. Like mind blowing. Like you would see that and go, oh, this was a rehearsed play. Like and of the quality of like a Hamilton or whatever. Just so good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those arts. I feel like to me, that is just like the craziest form of performance where you just are like, I have no idea what we're going to do, but let's go in front of, a shit ton of people, strangers, and put on a full show. Like that is, it's crazy. So I always loved that. Started that, did UCB, was doing some, these improv shows. And then I, wanted to get into stand-up, but it was like, you know, it's one of those things when you first get into it. And this was like, so probably like 2018, I took the Manhattan Comedy School.
Okay.
And that was like, I was like, all right, this will be like a good way to try it, is like take a class and like learn like what the differences are. And also like I was a singer and I loved writing comedy songs. Like I also grew up watching Bo Burnham. Like Bo Burnham to me is also like someone that like I just love him. And yeah, I have like, he is like one of my biggest like comedic inspirations. Like a lot of my songs, like a lot of people are like, it's female Bo Burnham feel, because I play the piano, same sort of like, you know, kind of silly, weird songs. And so I had written some of these weird, you know, comedy songs that I would do at some open mics, but wasn't really stand up. So I took a comedy school and did some open mics, and I was going to have my first one woman show on May 1st of 2020 that I had like written. Yeah. It's this like full like one woman show where it was like, my idea was like to do stand-up comedy with original comedy songs, and then also find some way to do improv into it. You know, it's like, how do I do all of it at once? And that's what I'm trying to do. Whether, you know, that's why I say it's like my own brand, because when people come to a show, they're going to get a little bit of everything, but it's like it's like an experience to some degree.
Okay, yeah, so you have like elements of improv, stand up, and maybe musical comedy, and also like just musicals.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you know, because obviously I have that musical during. I mean, it's not like a full musical production. It's more like, it is kind of like a Bo Burnham-esque, where it's like, you know, it's a stand up, you know, monologue-ish. Normally a story setting it up, then a song. That's
Okay,
really
cool.
what
I love that. I love that, because it's like
Yeah.
you gotta do what's exciting and
Yep.
challenging and fun for you, because if you just stick to one and it's kind of boring for you, the audience will know, and it's not gonna be. You have to do what's makes you feel the most alive, and sometimes that gives you that "Holy shit, this feels like I'm jumping off a cliff" feeling, but
Right. Well, I feel like it's hard, you know, because people are like, "So are you a singer or are you a comedian?" You know, it's like,
they're like, "We don't know what box to put you in."
right, you know, and it's like, and I'm like, well, screw it. I'm just gonna try to see if I can break that mold somehow, because, you know, I do love doing it. And if some way I'm gonna try and figure out. And I think that's what makes it a little bit unique, is that you're not gonna get a typical stand-up comedy show. You're not gonna get a typical
Yeah.
musical show. It's gonna be a little bit of everything.
Your brand, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you begin getting into TikTok?
Yes.
Would you say
Well,
that's your primary platform, or
yeah,
like
so this is all like rolling in together as like my full life story. But so like, you know, again, I was having this live show May 2020, and I was like ready to like do this. I was still working a side job, doing some sales, you know, working up, you know, a million other things. And I was like, this is really felt like I was like starting to do things, like, you know, making this happen. And of course, like, you know, everyone else, life stopped. And it was like April of 2020 when, you know, we really were like, all right, we're going to be in here for a while.
yeah.
And I, you know, of course, like everyone else, TikTok was blowing up. And it was like one of those things. I'm 31. I was 32. I just turned 32. Damn it. I'm 32.
Girl,
And
it's so big. I'm 38. You gotta
oh
embrace
my
it.
God, I would have never thought you were 38.
I just, it's so funny. I was like getting part of my tooth filled the other day, and the dental hygienist girl was like, "Oh, I just turned 30. I'm freaking." I'm like, "Girl, 30th is the hardest." And of course, I don't know what 40 feels like yet, but like 30, you do feel something. But then 35 is nothing. And then it's just like every year you're like, "Yes, bring it. I'm getting better each year, you
Yeah.
know?"
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was like, it was funny. I woke up on my 32nd birthday and I was like, oh my God, literally my elbows are really hurting me. I've never had pain in my elbows before. I was like, no, my
Yeah. I'll be like, "I feel
elbows
great." And I'll sneeze throughout my back, my whole fucking back. And I'm just like, "Oh, great. No, everything's fine. I just need to
There we
stretch
go.
a little. I'll be back." Yeah.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so it was just like, I was like, oh, I really do want to do another app. I'm like, I'm way too old. But it was just like, especially in the beginning, like it was very much, you know, a little kid, you know, a
You
young
get this feeling of like, "I've missed it. It's happening without me. I'm too old. I'm not a 15-year-old girl twerking for
yeah,
likes. Why do I
yes.
need to be on TikTok?" Yeah.
But I also saw it as like, because it was like that time, like some people were like, oh, I'm not doing it, I'm not downloading it. But then I did see some other people that were starting to pop up that were kind of in my niche. And I was like, shit, I gotta jump on this. And I was like, I had nothing else to lose. Like I already, like, I was funny. I was doing a little bit on Instagram. I probably had like 8,000 followers, again, nothing huge, but it was like, I remember like I have stories saved of me like in April, like crying on my Instagram story, like it's over, like my career is over, like now I'm really never gonna make it, I should give up.
When did you start taking the class? So like I know your like big culmination show was going to be May of 2020. So when did you start the class? Like late in 2019?
The Manhattan Comedy School?
Yeah.
That was like 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I started, and like they encouraged you to do open mic. So I started like, doing stand-up probably around then. And again, this is like, doing random open mics and bringer shows.
Oh yeah, I did bringer shows. Like I proudly talk about doing bringer shows because that's like, unless you're just magically chosen, like you have to do either bringers or grueling open mics or both. That's just the way.
Yes, that's just like right. And I feel like every comedian, every great comedian that I've ever talked to, that's just the way everyone starts. And you have to. It's like you have to do those shows, and you have to suck and have really horrible shows and get back up and do it again. But yeah, so this, so I was really like just feeling like I was getting my groove. Like I just written this show that was just like just how I'd always dreamed of having, the song and the the stand up. And so it was like, I was just like, all right, well now I literally have nothing else to fucking do. It was like, Instagram like wasn't doing it. And I, first I felt like there was like for TikTok, it was just, I was like, screw it. Like, what do I have to lose? And I remember it was like right around like end of April. I was like, I'm going to make a promise. I'm going to make at least one a day because we, we're going to be stuck in
consistency is key. Yeah.
It's very consistent with TikTok. And they started as like most people where it was like, all right, trying some comedy skits, trying singing videos, trying a little bit of everything. And it would be really when, my first video that went crazy viral was, I was just like, I mean, and not even crazy viral. I mean, back that was like, 100,000 views, but it was still like, holy shit. And it was just me doing like crazy faces. And I was like,
okay. And do you remember when that was, like your first big pop?
It was like April. It was like right when it was like within the first couple days. Like and it wasn't like I still like, it was like 100,000 views. And I still like thought it was I still like didn't get it that I was like, oh, I should like, I still was like trying a bunch of different things. And, of course, I don't realize like how weird people on TikTok are, that they would like be so obsessed with like me doing all the smell stuff. So I still like didn't get it, like, and part of me still like doesn't get it. It's like,
it's a weird thing.
It's so weird. And it is, which, is now just like part of my brand. But it's just like, the longest time my boyfriend was like, how do you not get it? Especially like when I ate like a bunch of food, I'm like, who wants to watch that? But obviously like 40 million people do. But James is like, because you're literally like deep throating a sandwich. But, and I was like, oh, watching it back, it's like, okay, it does kind of look like a wiener. But now it's, now I can kind of do, some comedy stuff, but it's very much obviously around the mouth.
And now. This one got 6 million. Is this your biggest?
No, I've had one that's 65 million.
What? Where is that in?
Okay, so go up.
65 million.
Yeah, I'll show you, and it's friggin' wild. Yeah, go all the way to the top, because I have a playlist that's all like my top hits, and you can check that out. It should be. Is there because you're not logged in.
Oh, I'm not logged in. Can I log in?
You don't got TikTokies?
No. I don't. Oh no. God. You want to bring it up on your screen and you can share your screen.
I was gonna say, hold on, let me see if I can bring it up, then I'm fine. Because
that's how you know I'm truly 38, is I'm not on TikTok. I've thought of that. I have an account. I just like, you know what I mean? Trump told me to get off it, so I got off of it. I had to listen.
Let me what's funny is that sometimes too there are certain features where like Like, and playlists might be one of them. I wonder if I can just but I can try and see. I was just actually trying to send. I feel bad like trying to look at it, but I can
I think you can click on share screen and
like I'll just bring it up.
Yeah.
I think this would be, then you can get this is actually, I literally have a playlist called Weird Shit, because it's just like, I don't understand how they go viral, but like somehow they do. And it's like, it's crazy. But it also, a big thing about TikTok is like, what's something that you want to watch over and over and over again? And when it's
dogs.
like weird,
Yeah.
but especially like stuff that's like this weird, it's just, here, let me just shut up and share it. Hold on. I think I can. I'm just going to play it because I think this is one of those features.
Is it not being able to share?
I'm
at the bottom of StreamYard, it should say share screen.
Okay, let me I was trying to pull up. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. It's happening. Okay, share screen. All right, God, please don't let there be anything. Oh, it's share. Okay, here we go. Let me know if it's working.
I don't see it yet.
You have to ask permission. Has lost permission.
What?
Damn. I wonder. I don't know. I think it's like I have certain settings that don't let it like connect. Maybe.
What the heck?
I don't know. I'll have to. Can I like share something like on the chat to you?
Yes. Okay, that's good. That would be a good idea.
Like maybe really know it that way.
Yeah, let's try that. I should really know how to use
or I can just email it to you.
Yeah, maybe Frank can pull it up. We're trying to.
I know. Is it on Instagram or different?
Is it on Instagram? You're trying to share from TikTok, right?
I'm sending it as a file to you.
It's a file. Yeah, put it in the chat. Put it in the private chat.
Okay. All right. Hopefully it lets me do this. But yeah, it's basically a lip sync of there was this trending sound. Like obviously a big thing with TikTok is these trending sounds. It actually started as a lip syncing app. Like it was called Musical.ly. If you've heard anything about it.
I remember Musical.ly. Yeah, it was what TikTok, grew out of.
Right. So that was what TikTok was before.
And she's gone. She clicked herself out. Oh no, come back, Sam. Oh boy. Okay, we're back.
So sorry.
It's okay.
I'm trying to send the attachment. That's so Musical.ly it's for some reason it's not letting me. It's like making me log in to send the attachment.
Oh, okay.
And when I log in, then it boots me out of the screen.
I really should be on TikTok. This is ultimately my fault.
That's okay. And I think it is like sometimes on desktop, like it's obviously like pushing you like, to try and download it on your phone. So there's like some desktop features, like I don't even know because I'm logged in and like my playlist feature isn't there. So I think it's something that
hold on. I think I logged in.
Did you?
Oh God, I did.
Yes.
Let me share it again. I did the login through Facebook thing. Now I do sound old. All right, here we go. We're back now. And okay, so can I see your playlist on this?
I know. That's what I'm like. Shoot. I'm like, I don't know if it like shows playlists. I saw someone in the chat. Comment. Sorry, I was laughing. Because Chrissie isn't down with the Chinese malware.
I'm not. You're never gonna get to me. All right.
I don't know why that's so annoying. And I wish it's so weird that it doesn't let me send the file on here. I don't understand. Unless like I can literally, I just emailed it to you. If you can pull up your email.
Okay. Let's do that.
I know this is like this is going to be like the most anticlimactic video. It's be worth all the.
Here it is. Here it is. Oh, beautiful. I have to download it. Okay, good.
Nothing is easy these days. You download.
It's working. I did it. I have it. Okay, it's happening. This is great news. I'm gonna get it, guys. This is good. Share screen. Tab. Fuck. Where is it? Could it be this? Nope, that's from before. Okay. I have it here.
You do. It is finally.
It is. It's separate tab. God, you look great in this. The red lipstick is so striking.
That's,
from you.
you know, it's
Your trademark.
Yeah.
All right, window. Let me click window. Here it is. Good. I'm getting a hang of this.
Yes, there she is.
There she is.
There she is. Oh, where's the sound?
Oh my God. This is the one that got 65 million?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And it's quite simple.
Off that video. Yeah.
You made 2,000 followers off of this video?
I got $10,000 off that video.
What? Wait, so you made $10,000 from TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok pays. I mean, obviously you got to get a lot of.
At what point does TikTok start paying?
100,000 followers. And then you have to apply. So it's kind of similar to like YouTube-ish, where it's like you gotta like
It's like you have a big following. Yeah,
you gotta like apply, make sure you like haven't done any crazy shit or whatever. But yeah. So I mean, and now of course, like now it's lowered. That was like back in the heyday when they were like they just launched the Creator Fund, and it was like a little bit higher. It was like 6 cents for every 1,000 views or something like that, which doesn't sound like a lot, but obviously, like, when you have 65 million,
that's amazing.
But that was back. So I posted that video is from like Halloween of 2020. And that video, so not only did I make and again, it took me like 20 seconds. It was like,
yeah.
It's like those videos where it's like, sometimes you take a video like that and you're like, the fuck? And then you'll work like 20 hours on another one, and like editing and back screens and green screens and all the captions.
Yeah, like you'll put in so many hours to do this one woman show thing. And like
people show up.
No, definitely people will show up. But it's like then you have something like this, which is like throw some lipstick on and it gets millions and millions of views. That's why you have to use the internet. That's why it's like you're an idiot if you're doing any form of entertainment and not utilizing the internet. That's why I feel bad for like basically like these comics that are like 45 and up that kind of just missed getting a handle on social media and YouTube. Like they're a little bit fucked. Like they got to make some friends with some youngsters or else.
And when that's what a lot of them are kind of doing, it's like you see these older guys starting to like try and friend these TikTokers. But yeah, so that, and I mean, I think I gained like I almost hit 1 million followers from that video. Like I gained like over 200,000 followers in like 2 days because of that video.
That's amazing. So like take me through this process. Like I was like, when I was about to intro you, I was like, do we focus on the fact that you have a big mouth, or is this a thing you don't really want to talk about? Like, obviously it's your famous for. But when in your journey did you, I mean, you've obviously been like, okay, I have a bigger than average mouth, like growing up. But at what point were you like, oh, I should measure this?
Well, really, I mean, because that's always the biggest question. It's like, when did you know your mouth was so big? And it's like, it was like I always thought it was normal. Of course, I make a joke that's like, ever since I looked in the mirror, but it's like, it's like also, when I was younger, before people started pointing out, it really was when people were like, what's up with your mouth? And I was like, why? What's wrong with it?
It's just like you make that, what faces to make so that it looks the most ridiculous.
I know. I was like,
Quinn the Q, I am so jealous. You ladies are so wonderful and fun and talented. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's
Thanks,
so sweet.
Quinn. See, we have nice people in the chat.
There are nice people. Yes, we love it. We love nice people.
Nice people exist. Okay.
Yes. So yeah, so it was again something I got bullied for, because of course I also, growing up, like I posted some baby pictures too, of course, on TikTok, but it's like frightening.
Why is it always funny
Like
when
this
you do that?
little, like, I
Yeah.
know and that's what's so great about it too, is it's like it's ridiculous looking, like you can't, it's just ridiculous. But I was very insecure about it, and it's funny too. Like I always say, like when I was growing up, like big lips weren't cool, big mouth wasn't cool. It was like everything like needed to be
I can't even
small.
do it. I can't even do it.
I know you got a little bit of a small mouth.
I always thought, shit. Yeah, maybe you've just
I don't know,
always. And you're not even.
diagonal angle, so maybe it's just the angle. Oh, okay.
Oh
I
my
can get like
God.
in your mouth is in my mouth.
And you're like not even sweating it. That's
No,
like
that's
a
like,
yawn
I'm
for
not
you.
even like trying. Like I could walk around like this all day.
Thank God you're funny. Imagine if you truly yes, you were
Wonder.
working in business, but if you were just not a funny person and you were like, yeah, I have to fucking watch my every move. I gotta watch my yawns. I gotta be self-conscious about it and not be able to make light of yourself.
Right. Well, that's, it's like and thankfully, like, kind of TikTok helped me do that, because it was like, there were people like, that's really cool. I was like, it is. I was like,
Aw.
people want to follow because of my, one course, of course I get made fun of that, but it's like the other kind was like, oh, it's cool. Like I get people like, my weird, and like other people are as weird as I am, because I
Yeah.
grew up like, stop being so, everything
Get it
just
together. Yeah.
right.
Every part of growing up tells you, whether it's family, friends, going to school, like, okay, get serious. No one's gonna take you seriously, and you have to be taken
Yeah.
seriously to make a living and
Yes.
survive.
Yes. And yeah, it always felt like, be small, like act smaller, like less of what you are. Just like everything you are, but
Tone
just
it
like
down.
less,
Just tone
right?
it. Take all this and turn it
Just
down
like shrink it.
40 to 60%. That would be great. Yeah.
And finally you'd be like, oh my God, I can be like, it's so cliche and silly, but it's like, I can be myself and like post silly things that like make me laugh and other people laugh too. Which was cool. And it really was TikTok that was like, because you can respond to comments obviously on there, and everyone time and time again, of course, whenever I do these crazy videos, they'd be like, please measure your mouth. Like you gotta look into Guinness.
Please measure your mouth.
Yes. And it might be like way back. I post so many friggin' videos. But
this was the one. Was this the one that you got the 62?
oh yeah, I reposted it. Yes. I reposted it as like
Smart.
1 year later. But I literally, they tagged Guinness so many times in my videos.
Wow.
That Guinness reached out to me. They literally
Wow.
Yeah. So you're getting
you.
closer. You're getting closer.
Okay.
Just around the time. Oh wait,
It's just you wrestling your boyfriend's sandwiches.
Oh my God, that's literally. Oh, there's me shoving 3 donuts in my mouth. If you want to watch that,
This one.
Go up a little bit more. One more up, right there.
This one.
Yeah. You want to watch me? It's very entertaining.
Wait.
Oh, is the sound not on?
This moves so fast.
I know, you gotta keep the kids on their toes.
I literally. Oh my God. This is no big deal for you.
That's just like another Wednesday afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I think we missed it. You might have to scroll, because it was like right around, literally, I just got it July 15th, 2021.
Oh my God. This is a
recent.
new. Yeah, this is very new for you. This is a new credit.
Yeah, and it should be coming up very soon. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Go scroll down. See where it says you guys?
Yes.
Click on that. That was like my Guinness. It's a longer one. But Guinness did this whole like.
I didn't think it was that big.
Yeah, it's big. It's 14.5 centimeters wide.
The wine glass? No.
I have a special surprise. I brought a wine glass.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
You're so much fun.
And you know what else I brought too? I did bring a wine glass if you wanted the old-fashioned show and tell.
When is the first time you were like, let me see if I can stick this whole wine glass in my mouth?
Well,
Look what I can do. Look what I can do.
There you go.
I did it.
Well, so in high school, I remember like, obviously, it would get like over sexualized sometimes. Obviously, like in high school, I could.
How can it not? I mean, the jokes. It's like, how did you realize you had a big mouth? Like, I was going down on a black guy, and he was like, you were barely struggling.
Well, I make a joke that like, like my boyfriend doesn't like when I give him blowjobs because my mouth makes his dick look small.
Yeah. Take that. You would be perfect for like a gangbang.
I know. If I ever I always say that, like if things really go downhill for me, like I could always.
You could fit. How many dicks do you think you could fit in your mouth?
I mean, depends on the size, obviously, but like I feel like 4.
Easily 4.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I know a ton of people in porn, Sam. So
you know what? You never know. You never say never.
Just for TikTok. They should have like a pornographic TikTok. Call it TikTok.
Totally. Yeah, so it's fun. So obviously it's a lot. That's a big part of my account. How it blew up was I actually originally only did 1 donut. And that was like the first time, of course, people were like, well, if your mouth is so big, how do you eat? I know. People ask, by the way, it is like people are wild. I mean, the TikTok just it's how insane some people are and crazy people are. But they're like, how do you eat? So I did a donut in 1 bite, like literally like magic disappeared. And then I did 2. And then I was like, all right, I'll do 3. I haven't tried 4 yet. Maybe I will, It's like nothing's impossible,
No, nothing is impossible when it comes to putting shit in your mouth.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, if there's constantly, I've done like a large fry. I've done 15 chicken nuggets.
All at one time.
All at one time. Yeah. I've done a whole Big Mac.
Really?
Yeah, I can do a whole Big Mac. I can do a whole Subway sandwich.
Wow. 6-inch?
A 6-inch. 12-inch would be, I haven't tried that, but I think that would
be crazy.
That would be cool.
What do you think is the biggest or the most of amount of things or biggest thing you've had in your mouth?
Well, I can do 19 marshmallows.
Wow.
Like the big, which I feel like that, was a lot. Like the wine glass, I can do a bottle of wine. I can fit a whole bottle of wine.
What? A whole bottle of wine?
Like not like an entire bottle. Like I can get like the entire
bottom part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you do a wine glass? If I don't,
yeah,
I don't want to pressure you.
Yeah. It's plastic, and this
you
is
need
plastic.
to warm up. Okay.
You're not. I was gonna say, don't try this at home.
So you're not gonna do an Ozzy Osbourne. You're not gonna like eat
rip
glass.
my mouth open. Oh my God! Well, it's funny. So there's this measurement device, and that's the other thing too. This is kind of like another question that people ask is like, how do you measure it? And there's this device. Oh, now I forget what the freaking name of it is. Someone will know.
A speculum.
No, it's oh my God, someone might know. Someone might say in the chat. But it's like, I mean, it's only for like construction sites.
tools for the house for building things.
It's made normally for like building railroads, but there's like, this device that measures my mouth. It I forget what it's called, but it's a caliper.
Okay, caliper. Okay.
It's a caliper, and I got one that was like super sharp on the edges, and I went to measure it, and it like Joker style, like literally ripped both sides.
No.
It was real come to life. I was freaking out because I was like, oh my God, I just like lost my moneymaker. Like, what if I just ruined my mouth? I'm like, oh my God, but it was fine.
Okay.
So, but that was like the closest I've come to like a really bad like mouth accident. And since then, okay.
Is your mouth? Are you going to insure your mouth?
I know that's what people are like. You gotta insure that puppy, which I don't even know how that would work, but it's not a bad idea. Okay, ready? Again, this is
plastic.
Yeah.
Nobody worry.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
don't
gonna do a
touch
full
this at
screen.
home.
I'm doing a full screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say just because. Yeah, perfect. Okay, ready?
Okay. No pressure.
Here's
Oh my God. Wow. I'm so amazed. And that seems
Thank
like
you.
it was not a big deal for you.
No, not at all.
People probably ask you, like, have you stretched it? Do you stretch it? Is it?
Well, so here's the trick because it's the muscles, and I saw people coming too.
It's here.
The muscles, like my neck is jacked. Like people like make fun of me, call me a pit bull. Like people say I look like a pit bull all the time.
Oh,
I know, but I look like a pit bull when I do this to some degree. Because it just my neck it's so wide. It's like the muscles.
right. It's really a neck thing.
Well, it's like because the neck is what pulls pulls everything. So it's like the muscles in my face are just like jacked. Like I don't even
know.
know.
Do you have that mouth gym thing? That like thing you put in the mouth
the jaw thing?
Yeah, the jaw exerciser. I heard that's actually really good for creating more of a jawline, like a defined.
Yes. I have a little I have this little kind of did it as a joke, but it's like this little chin minimizer that you're supposed to like, stretch, helps like grow the muscles in your neck. Maybe that was
wow.
Yeah. But it's so it's mostly so it doesn't hurt. Like it's obviously like, I don't need to warm up. It's just and I really like it might get tired, if they just keep like coding nothing.
Thank God you have good teeth. You couldn't do this job if you had teeth missing, if you had bad teeth,
That's what, it's another thing that I'm like very, I'm like a multi-day flosser, multi-day brusher, because
really? Okay, right, because you're doing all these mouth videos.
Yes, and people will pick out anything. It's like anything wrong in my, it's like there's a little something on your back right molar and your second. It's like people notice everything that's like I get a little I'm like, can I make sure they're perfect? But yeah, because it's part of the brand.
Do people make jokes like do your like loved ones give you like floss and brushes for like Christmas and holidays and birthdays?
Well, I joke that for a lot of I just had a brand that sent me like a whole thing of toothbrushes. It's like I could make like
you're like I'm gonna put them all in my mouth. I'm not gonna use them for their intended purpose.
Yeah, so it's a lot of mouth stuff. But yes, it's my family, especially my parents are like, this is crazy, but they also are like, hey, you're fine, you're doing what you love, like literally obviously never been happier now doing obviously I have my bad days like everyone does, but because we live in a shit show of a world, but it's like I finally am doing what I love, and I finally actually got to quit like my other like kind of side corporate job
that's the best
ago. So
do you get your mouth from your mother's side, your dad's side, or both sides combined together?
It's definitely a combination because both of them have, it's funny. It's people like joke that like actually my parents kind of look alike. Weirdly, it's all very strange.
Some couples do look alike.
Yeah, they both have big smiles. They just both have big smiles, and I think it's a combination because no one else. That's also very, it's like, is this genetic? Do your brothers? Because I have a couple brothers. Like, do your brothers have it? And I've done mouth comparisons and nowhere close. Like not even.
You're the biggest in the family by far.
By far. Like no one even, it's like one of my brothers, like again, they'll have big smiles, but it's not like, they can't.
I can't even do it. I gotta work my mouth out. Right. Because like, I don't know, maybe it's your lips. I don't know. I'm fascinated. I'm amazed.
It's like, and it is, it's funny.
I have mouth envy.
I've gone to like I've asked every sort of doctor. I've asked, I went to one of my friends with a genetic counselor, and I was just like, what happened? What happened to me? Because it is such a freak thing. I haven't to this day, really met another, other than there's a male version who has the world's biggest mouth.
Where's the man mouth? Where does he live?
This is hilarious. So I actually interviewed him too, of course, he is, by the way, he's 16. So it also feels so weird to
he has his whole mouth ahead of him.
Yeah. And yeah, well, he's like, and he got the world record like 4 years ago, and then someone else got it.
So you
But then
kicked his
mouth
ass.
grew again, and he like got it back. So yeah, but his mouth, but it's very much like this way. Like he basically looks like him.
Really?
It's
He
his
has a
job.
bigger mouth this way, and you've got a wider mouth.
Yeah. So they ended up both giving it to both of us. So like he has the world record for largest mouth for a male.
Is it Jack Napier? Somebody in the chat said is his name Jack Napier?
No, his name's Isaac Johnson. If you look up Isaac
Okay.
Johnson, I was gonna say you should see it. It's crazy. You gotta.
Oh, okay. Yes, Minnesota teen.
Yes, he's
largest
like
mouth. Oh, okay. This is something. All right.
Yeah, you gotta show it. Yeah.
His looks a little bit like more jarring.
Right. Well, his is right.
This is a lot. And he has braces.
And he has braces. He has big teeth too. So it's very yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because of course everyone's like, you guys got to get together and make a
huge mouth baby.
Yeah. I'm like, he's 16. I can't but yeah.
He looks, oh my God, this is scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has 4 cheeseburgers in his mouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So like he had him when he was 14, then someone else took it, then he grew. It's like his mouth.
He got a whole orange in his mouth. The record was broken by this guy who didn't bother to clean his tongue before the video.
Right.
And then he took it back. Oh God. What is he putting in his mouth? What is that? Just his whole. Where do you even find a can of Coke that big? A Pringles can? Okay, that is. No, a whole thing of A&W? You gotta be kidding me. His mom is probably like.
Yes, that's the device.
All right, be careful. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Right?
You cannot reproduce with this person. I forbid you. I forbid you.
Well, he's like, he's like 16 and he's like, it's funny talking to him. He's such, like awkward teen. And he, he's like a normal, he wants to be like he wants to do something like in sports. He wants to be like a sports trainer or something. He's just like so.
No, he's got a mouth career ahead of him.
Well, I was also saying, like, you got to use that to your advantage. Like,
yes, you can't look a gift mouth in the mouth. You can't. Come on. You have a world record for something. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna work in a library.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but he's a cute kid, but crazy. I mean, it's like he unattaches his jaw.
He's like a snake. Yeah, he unhinges it. I think it's better to be a woman with a large mouth. It's like sexier, like a guy with a large mouth. Like this doesn't excite a woman. Like you're exciting a lot of dudes right now.
Right. Yeah. Like, of course, all the comments whenever he posts a video is like, don't go to jail.
Don't go to jail. If you do, hold on to that soap. Yeah. Wait, never mind.
Yeah.
Wrong hole.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's so funny. So yeah, so that's like been my crazy story. And then, and now I'm like, again, getting to doing live shows. And of course it is, it's like trying to make it all work, in its own weird way. But I have an amazing like audience now, which is a huge thing, is being able like to have this like
so many fans that like love you. And like, yeah, that's what it's all about, is like, especially when it comes to comedy, it's not just about talent anymore. It's like, you have to draw, you have to fill a room. So it's like, however you can best do that, go for it. And then you'll meet people that are like, comedy or stand-up purists that are like, oh, if you do anything other than straight stand-up, you're some kind of a sellout, or you're less than. But those people are never like, you know what I mean? They're never pulling in the living that they want. They're never, They're always somebody with less fans than you. They're like, oh, you got to do it this way. And it's like, all right, keep doing that. I'll see you in 15 years, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of opinions, you know, which is, it can be hard because I feel like there are so many people that are like, you got to do it this way. No, you got to do it this way. And, you know, of course, a lot of my comedy too is obviously a lot of it's self-deprecating, of course, about the mouth. And, you know, also, you know, I loved, you know who DC Benny is?
Yeah. Oh, he's such a nice guy.
So I love his form of comedy. Like I love the storytelling, like Jim Brewer. I love Jim Brewer.
I love Jim. Yeah.
So it's like I love that kind of comedy. Like I wouldn't say I'm like but you know, I do a little bit of that, I guess. But it's like I love the more kind of story-esque DC, you know, Jim Brewer kind of. And actually I've been working with DC funny too. I sent him like a bunch of my stuff and I get him to kind of help me out, which is amazing.
That's
on my
great.
Stuff. Yeah.
That's so great. Nice. Ooh, quick super chat from Robot Sean. I'm from the area around Morris Plains. I'd like to see one of your shows. Do I need to buy the tickets early or can I buy them at the event? And hello to guest Sam. You have quite a talent. I don't know which show he's talking about. I do have a show in Morris Plains actually on December 11th. I think you can buy them. I would try buying them in advance because this is like Comedians of the Compound and that room is on the smaller side. So you don't want to be out in the cold without a ticket. So yeah. And then Sam, if you missed it, will be performing December 10th at the Wall Street Theater in Norwalk, Connecticut. It's very exciting.
Yes. And I'll definitely, of course, you know, my grand finale is normally bringing something to shove in my mouth at the end of the show too. And normally I'll try and bring someone up on stage.
You'll call someone up from the stage. Be like, can you make a fist? From Cranberry Langers. FYI, some guys who like it, it's not innocent. Like, yes, I agree. It's not
for everyone.
Okay, at what point in this journey, so you have a boyfriend, how long have you been with him? It seems like he's been with you. If he's been with you for a few years, it's like he's been through this whole journey with you.
Yes. We've been dating for like over 5 years. So we've been together for a while. And we kind of have a funny story too of how we met, but he, like, luckily, you know, I don't think it would work if I didn't have someone that was like completely supportive and trusting and like
anti-mouth or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, luckily he is like the most go with the flow, like whatever makes you happy, whatever you want to do. I am in full support of that. And he will be at every, you know, like he's in the first row watching, you know, been doing all my stuff, like no matter what it is.
You need that because this is such a hard path to go down. It is not easy or glamorous or it's not always fun. Yeah,
it's crazy. So, you know, luckily, you know, I have someone that has been, you know, really supportive. And, you know, I think it would be, you know, it might be hard because he is a totally like normal 9-to-5 job too, you know, and is like, you know, has his normal day job and doesn't do social media. I mean, I think he has like 3 posts on his Instagram. So, you know,
you're gonna say, I think he has like 3 followers.
Yeah, he literally
like you just shitting on his lack of following is funny to me.
You know, he's like so anti like social media. Yeah. So it's very, you know, funny and obviously nice that, you know, he plays along in a lot of my videos and doesn't get too upset because I, you know, I'm on my phone like all the time, you know, it's sometimes tough to put it away because
it's your source of income. It's how you create. And then there's also added in regular being on your phone time, which to somebody might be like, oh, is she checked out? Why is she on her phone all the time? So it's like, it's great that he understands it's part of your job.
It's like, that's just part of my job, part of my life at this point, you know, but we try and set some boundaries of like, all right, you know, set it down. Cause I could be on it 24/7. You know, that's the thing too, is it's like, you feel like you could just do work 24/7, you know, but kind of.
So how did you guys meet?
Well, so long story short, again, for the millionth time, but he was living in Wisconsin. So he's from like a very small town in Wisconsin, born and raised. I was like having my midlife crisis, you know, whatever, my midlife crisis in Maine. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know, again, like Googling everything, like how to figure out like why you're like in a depression.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
looked for like inspirational speakers, and Tony Robbins was having a conference in New York City. And this is, yeah, like 2015, something like that. So I ended up going, I was living in Maine at the time. He was living in Wisconsin, and we met. And these conferences, if you've ever been to a Tony Robbins conference, are like 6,000 people. Like this was
Wow.
like a huge banquet, like not even banquet. I mean, I forget what the
Convention center or something.
Yeah, but yeah, it was some sort of huge convention. I forget the name, but it was huge convention center, and it was we were waiting in line to get in when we both just happened to be standing next to each other, and you're like you have to wait to get in. There's like general like boarding to get into the building,
Yeah.
and it was probably like a 3-hour wait. So we just ended up kind of talking in line with people. And then, you know, it's one of those things we were chatting and it's like awkward. So you're just like, all right, see you later. And then we ended up, and again, this is a huge amount of people. What are the chances? He's sitting the row in front of me.
I love it. It's fate. Oh my God.
Right? So we're like, oh my God, so funny. And, you know, like a certain section, so weird. And we did long distance for a while. Because again, he was in Wisconsin. He was doing his thing. I was in Maine. And I was trying to, you know, work another corporate job that ended up moving me to Stanford. And I was like, I'm moving. And then, you know, finally he was like, that mouth, I don't know. It's worth moving across the country.
It is. So he moved from Wisconsin to Maine.
Yeah. So I was moving to Stanford for like another, like a corporate type of job that I was doing.
Okay.
And, you know, again, this was like in my midlife crisis stage, you know, like trying to figure out kind of doing some other jobs, like trying to figure out what I was trying to do. And he was like, screw it, I'll move out there. And the rest is
I love it.
Yeah. So it's crazy. And I'm like, you know, we've been living together for, now it's been like, he finally moved out here like 2017. Oh my God. It like feels like, what year are we in? Like, it's like,
yeah, we're still in 2020 mentally. And 2021 is about to be over. I saw this really great meme where it was like the 90s was 10 years ago, the 2000s was 10 years ago, but like 2019 was last year, 2020 was last year. Like it's I'll have to find it.
Yeah, something.
Time
Yeah,
is,
I saw
time
something
is
too.
fucked. Yeah.
It's just crazy to think that, so yeah, so 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, again, he's the best, very supportive, great guy. And he's from Wisconsin. Like, I feel like all people from out there are just like, just like
genuine,
Midwestern. You know, people are like, why is he so nice? And I'm like, because he's from Wisconsin. Like,
they all are. They all are. I've never met a mean or rude person from out there. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay, my producer / boyfriend sent me what he thinks would be a funny thing to share. He's like, oh, this reminds me of this Coneheads at the dentist clip. So now I'm going to play it.
I've had this sent.
He wants his teeth capped, all of them.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just take a look.
Yes.
Hello, Mr.
Is this how you feel at the dentist? You're like, all right.
My name is Mr. Chico. I'm Dr. Rudolph. Can we send for your regular dental records?
When I was a young one, I chipped a tooth horn on my rocket sled in a viral storm, but there were no records which we could send from where we come from.
All right. Now, I understand you want to have your teeth capped.
Correct.
Let's just take a look. And open, please. And close, please.
Oh.
And open.
How did they get his teeth to look like this?
I don't know.
Some kind of a mouth guard.
Okay, we'll start the caps right about here. Mr. DeFosco.
Chica.
And open wider. you can. Headers comfortable?
Fine.
All right. I'm going to give you some nitrous oxide. Now, if you feel any pain.
Oh, God. All right. We know how this is going to end. Jeez. I don't know if that made you feel better or worse.
I have seen that. I think that has been sent to me
100 million times.
Yes. Because of course I've done the Subway sandwich. So, I think that was because there's a sandwich scene, Subway sandwich scene. I think it's Kona. I think it's in the same one where she like eats the entire. Yeah, that's me.
How does your dentist feel? See, when I started to get a little bit of attention, I thought back to my orthodontist who had a picture of Debbie Gibson framed on his wall, and I was like, I wonder if Dr. Jeffrey Horowitz wants a framed headshot of yours truly. So have you obviously like been to the dentist since blowing up?
Yes, well, of course. Well, that's where I had to do my Guinness, my Guinness.
Your measurement. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, it's funny. I've had dentists reach out to me like on Instagram and be like, I will fly you across the country if you will come, like I will work on you for free. Like if you will let me.
Wow. This is amazing. They want to do collabs.
Literally.
Can we do content?
And I'm like, I don't know if I need to like fly. I think like some person was like literally in like Pittsburgh and was like, will you come fly to my dentist's office? I'm like, but yes. I like obviously, they've always joked like you're the easiest. I have to be told like we don't need you to open that wide.
Oh,
like,
and you're like, but this is my thing.
like,
yeah.
Yeah, but it is like it's so easy. It's too easy.
You hear that, boys? How does your boyfriend deal with what are probably an onslaught of sexual comments?
It's, at this point, I mean, obviously, it's just like it's part of it, and it is, it's like, it is it's like at some point, it's like, it is a mouth, it's meant for other things and just like,
yeah.
Yeah,
you hear that, chat?
Yeah, you heard?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like, it's part of it, and it's, but I try and make it as less sexual as possible. I mean, I know that to some degree it's hard not to, but just make it more like silly and weird rather than like, ooh, so like so many dicks.
You're like, I'm not gonna do the cucumber thing. I'm not gonna do
right. Like that's what I said.
Bananas.
Right. If I start fitting, bananas or like hot dogs in my mouth, like that's when you know I've gone.
Even for 4th of July. Although if Nathan's calls you and the price is right, totally. Then maybe,
Listen, money talks, I could be.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
You got to insure that puppy. From Robot Sean, any chance in the future would you be planning on putting memberships on your YouTube channel? And now for your guest, Sam, where did you grow up? Oh, okay. The YouTube membership thing was on my channel. All right. I should look into that. Where did you grow up, Sam? I think you.
So I am from, if there are any Mainers on here, anyone who's been to Maine, I'm from Scarborough, Maine is where I grew up, which is like 15 minutes south of Portland, which is gorgeous area. I mean, mostly in the summer, but have you been to Maine at all?
No, and I don't know a single person from Maine.
You don't?
Just Poland Spring. Like I've never met anyone from Maine.
You got to go. It will, obviously, especially in the summer, but it is, I mean, I grew up, very lucky that I had, it was like we had basically like a beach town. I mean, I grew up with like 5 beaches in my town and it was just close to Portland's a huge foodie, area now. Obviously,
foodie. Okay.
Yeah, it's like my family, grew up on a boat. We had our own lobster traps type of thing, did our
like
own
nautical. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much all the stereotypical things you think.
Are there a lot of like anchor prints in your house and like stripes and like navy and white and boat shoes?
Yes.
You very much look the part.
Totally.
You're a food. Okay, so you're a foodie. I know you're definitely a sandwich fanatic. A friend
Yes.
sent this to me. I don't know if have you been to New York City?
Yes.
Okay. And obviously I was like, of course there's fancy restaurants everywhere, not just in New York City, but my friend sent me this recording of a restaurant in New York City that is fancy, but just like specifically fancy. Like they only take reservations in a book. Like the lady takes the reservations and her husband is the chef, and it's all very particular. So a friend of mine sent me the number, and they're like, you need to call and listen to this recording because it's very funny. So I'm gonna play it for you, and I want to get your thoughts, and I want to know if you have been to a restaurant like this.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. And then for people just listening, this is just a recording. You're not missing anything visually.
Simone, wishing all of our
I'm gonna start it back.
Calling the Simone. This is Tina and Chef and the staff at the Simone, wishing all of our lovely guests a happy Thanksgiving week. Certainly a year ago, this was a different story, and we were doing Simone a go-go with fabulous treat boxes going to many households, and we thank you for that support. We will be closed this Thursday on Thanksgiving Day, and we are open Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday of this week. Saturday is already fully promised, but I am able to do Wednesday or Friday. A reminder that we need to see proof of vaccine cards when dining inside. And another reminder that appropriate dinner attire is expected and appreciated while dining inside with the Simone. Think Mad Men, series, season 1, maybe season 2 as well. You look so fabulous, and we appreciate it. It just adds to everyone's evening. If you have questions about that, do not hesitate to let me know. We do remain fully reserved through the second week of December, and especially Saturday nights, fully reserved through the third week of December, but we do get cancellations. Please leave me a message, and I will get back to you. Wait for the tone. And as always, we so very much appreciate you thinking of us.
This is all one message when you call the restaurant.
Holy shit.
Yes, fully promised. I've never heard anyone use that phrase. We're fully promised.
Yeah, that was painful. That was I can't imagine that anyone listened to that whole thing. Like, who left the message.
Does this come off arrogant to you? Would you dine at a place that has this kind of recording?
No, I wouldn't. Well, it's also too, it's these days, I was just thinking, like, I can't remember the last time I I don't know. I guess that's wrong. But, most times, like, you do reservations online now. It's like.
They will not do that. And I looked this up. I looked up this. So the woman whose voice you heard on the thing, that's her. This is not
what I
pictured at all.
That's exactly what I pictured.
Her name's Tina Vaughn. She's uncorking a bottle at the Simone. And her husband is the chef. And I know this was written in 2014, this review, but it's the New York Times. So I was like, okay, they're gonna write this as arrogantly as possible. There's only 11 tables at this restaurant.
Oh my God.
They only take the reservations in a book, only with a pen. She handwrites the menu, which she writes it out and then redoes it every time it's changed. They are not on OpenTable, Twitter, Facebook. They're on no social media. And they kind of purposely do this to attract people over 35 or keep away anyone under 35. Which is so funny. It's the main courses start at $40 and up. It's there. This whole restaurant takes itself very seriously, and I get it. I like good food as much as the next person, but like that voicemail, that message really was a bit much.
I can't believe that's real.
Here's the lamb chop. I bet this lamb chop is $40. Okay, what else? They're talking about how they cook the flounder differently in the summer versus the May, summer versus winter, and how flounder is not good for Instagram because it's not photogenic. The charcuterie. This person writing this also takes themselves way too seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
The chef knows how to make. Oh, this is a Lord Baltimore cake. This is literally a 1-bite dessert.
Holy shit.
This is why these people don't get fat, because they're dessert. You could fit probably 40 of these in your mouth.
Easily. Yeah, that's a little much. It only has 3 stars. Damn.
3 stars for whatever,
what?
like New York Times critics pick. So their 3 stars means excellent.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. What did they do to fuck it up, right?
Right.
It's this. Do you know that the noise level is deeply civilized?
Oh my god, there's a noise level label. That's amazing. Deeply civilized. Huh.
This is the kind of restaurant where I would go to and I would be immediately shushed.
Yes. Oh yeah, no, I would not be comfortable. My mouth is way too big to be in a place like that.
I just sit you in the back, like away from the window, so you don't like scare people.
Yeah, facing the corner, like don't look anywhere.
Look at that handwritten menu.
That is crazy. And where is this?
This is on
where in Manhattan is it?
East 82nd Street.
Huh. That's funny.
So Upper East Side.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if this is because I didn't really grow up with like much money, but it's like I just think that most rich people take themselves way too seriously, and it's like you can have good food without it being it's not the fucking most important thing on the planet. All right, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I like a Taco Bell.
Yeah, I'm good with like I love a good burger. You know, I can eat very simple too. So yeah, when you grow up, like like in Maine, where it's like buttered noodles or like a gourmet.
You had buttered noodles too? I fucking grew up on noodles and butter. Wait, hold on. Do you have Scandinavian roots? Like my mom's Norwegian, and she made that like a few times a week. Noodles and butter.
Just poor, I think.
It's poor people food. That's what it is. I can't attribute that to any kind of ethnic, specialness. That's just poor people. Egg noodles and butter, and you slosh it up. And it was not until I was fully an adult that I realized not everyone grew up on that. And then, in fact, that is
like the Parmesan cheese. The green.
No, we did not. We did not have cheese really much.
Really crazy. There was like that, like can in a can, like. It was absolutely disgusting. It was not cheese.
And we didn't even have real butter in my house. We had always a tub of country crock. Always. Yes. Always a tub.
Country crock. Yes. So good.
Cottage cheese. My mom was always on a diet. So we'd have always cottage cheese in the house, country crock, Crystal Light, buckets of Crystal Light, always.
So it's funny. That used to be like I used to in college. I would take a water bottle, empty half of it, then put Crystal Light and vodka in the rest of it. And now that was like, and then I would just like drink that around. And I can't drink Crystal Light anymore because
it's full of shit. It's like, all the stuff I grew up on.
Oh yeah.
It's bad. It's full of like fake sugars and stuff. And like my mom's always drinking a diet soda. She kept Tab in business, I think, single-handedly through the 90s.
Yes.
And then she got brain cancer. So don't drink Tab, guys.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
I have to joke about it because now I'll get sad.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's how we cope.
Yeah, that's how we cope. Anyway, noodles and butter. That was very satisfying.
Yes.
Sam, you're such a delight. You're so like easy and fun to talk to. You're like obviously a natural born entertainer, and
I appreciate that.
You can have fun like in a cardboard box, and I'm kind of obsessed with you.
Oh, I'm obsessed with you. We'll have to. I mean, we're not that far away. You know, one day
we have to hang.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
where do you live? Are you allowed to say that?
And put stuff in our mouths? I'm in Westchester. Yeah, so I'm like 45 minutes outside the city or whatever.
Yeah. So right down the old road.
Let's meet up. Put stuff in our mouths. Let's talk about life. December 10th. Catch Sam at the Wall Street Theater in Norwalk.
Yes.
Go see her. Anything else you want to say to tell the people?
Well, I was gonna say if you're on the TikTokies or the Instagrams, Sam Ramsdell 5. So post a lot, if you're into some weird mouth stuff, all sorts of weird stuff. You can find me. Those are my Instagram and YouTube's Instagram and TikTok. Sam Ramsdell.
Amazing. And yes, I forgot to tell you guys, the shirt I'm wearing is part of my limited editions. Have yourself a Mayr Chrissie.
I love it. That's
so
amazing.
It's me. Wait, where is this cord coming from? Oh, it's my headphones. So yeah, it's obviously tight on my rack, but yeah, this is for on sale right now. I think TeePublic. I always get those two mixed up.
I
And they
love it.
come in any color you want. Boom.
Amazing.
Sam, you're a delight. I adore you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so nice to chat with you. I really
You're
appreciate it.
fabulous. Thank you, chat, for the super chats and the
Yes.
comments. And thanks for not being as dirty as I thought you would be. I'm very impressed with how well behaved you guys all are. All right. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.